All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is going to be a very legendary episode. The guy across from me, he's worked with entertainers from Machine Gun Kelly, T. Grizzley, Desi Banks, and several other Cleveland Browns players like linebacker Jerome Baker, Tony Fields. He's a college professor. He's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, an entrepreneur, and the owner of Alberty Chiropractic. I want to welcome to the show Dr. James Alberty.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, man.
For sure.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you made the time to pop out, and this is going to be an opportunity for people to really get to know you, your story. We're gonna talk about a lot, but
Okay.
it's going to be a legendary opportunity for both of us.
I think so. I think so, man. I'm happy to be here for real.
For sure.
Yeah.
So get starting out. You work with a lot of celebrities. I saw your Instagram page lit. If you could work with any athlete, public figure, or celebrity, who would it be and why?
So I think that if I had the next person if I could work with anybody, just pick, I would say LeBron would be one of them.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's LeBron. It'd be dope to, me being in Ohio and, you know what I'm saying, working on one of the best to ever do it, you know what I'm saying, in the game of basketball and just, I think, and he's an elite athlete, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I'm elite at what I do as well, too. So, but that'd be dope. And Obama.
Okay.
I would love to adjust Obama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be dope. I think I'll be more excited about just the bit of conversation that I have with him because, like, during my sessions, it's a lot of stuff that don't make camera, but it's a lot of back and forth and, and jokes behind the camera and, my sessions are fun.
Yeah.
So I would love to have, what I'm saying, work with Obama on that, and I think that'd be dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With the connections you got, we might be able to make that a real opportunity.
I don't think it's all far fetched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last summer, I had an opportunity to meet you and play around the golf with you, Mayor Bibb, Terrence Upchurch.
Yeah.
Tell me about your relationship with Terrence and with Mayor Bibb. How did that start?
So with Terrence, we're frat brothers. And so, but I mean, I have a lot of frat brothers in general, and also in Cleveland. And me and Terrence just kind of connected, man. Just kind of, also in same rooms and just through random conversations, man, we realized, man, we got a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot in common. And we just vibed. And after that, man, Terrence, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, great guy, man. And we're also kind of on on that level of, professionalism and how we carry ourselves and rooms that we're in and, people that we're around. And it's just, so to kind of step back away, I'll say this. The fraternity kind of made the introduction in a sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But then outside of the fraternity, we just became friends.
Yeah.
With Justin, it was, kind of just ended up in the same rooms as well. And just do like casual conversation and stuff like that. And then we start realizing we got a lot in common too. You know what I'm saying? And then we realized we shared a new hobby. You know what I'm saying? We realized we shared a new hobby as well too. And, but yeah, and those friendships just kind of like naturally, built.
Yeah.
So, and Bibb he's an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a Kappa, but that don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not when it comes to, that don't matter at this point when it comes to, just building relationships and friendships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just speaking of golf, I'm new to golf, as you could tell from our game.
I was having a bad day.
Yeah. So I'm learning. So shout out to D1 Golf. He actually introduced me to the sport, and he said, like, it's competitive and it's fun, but it's also an opportunity to network.
For sure.
So
I follow him too, man. Yeah, I like his. Yeah,
he's doing some great stuff.
Yeah,
I had him on the pod a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he's the biggest in the Midwest right now.
He's doing some dope stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But I follow him. For sure.
Yeah, and it's the network thing with him too. So golf has taken him from being just a local guy at your local golf course to I see them in Florida. I see them in Atlanta. I see them in Texas. So, how has golf kind of helped you as far as like networking?
A lot. Here's a funny thing. I'm born and raised in the golf capital of the world. I'm born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the home of the Masters, bro. But where I grew up in South Augusta, we ain't think about golf at all. And so, we wanted to work. We worked at the Masters in like high school, but yeah, golf was like a foreign sport to a lot of us.
Yeah.
And never knew it's a game that I would love and hate so much at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely love-hate.
It's a love-hate relationship. But the networking, man, I've, played a lot of different from your local golf. By the way, let me just say, Cleveland has some good municipal courses.
For sure.
Cleveland actually has some really dope public courses. But went from there to played a lot of country clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Golf trips, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, being in some of those country clubs, and then I'll say this. First of all, sometimes at some of these places, you walk into some of those country clubs, you're the black guy in there, and you're the only one in there.
Yeah.
They want to know who you are.
Yeah.
They want to know who you are. And then they definitely want to know if you can play a little bit too.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure that.
So, but I have met some of the most interesting and some of the most amazing people playing golf.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've golfed with a lot of people that I just don't know. Say, like me and you going to play, like you coming out there with us, you hadn't met us before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just me going out with a friend and meeting people they know.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out there for like 4 or 5 hours together.
Yeah.
So you get to know a person, man. You get to talk. You're gonna talk business a little bit. And those relationships have grown through golf, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a professional. Hey, hit the driving range.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like speaking of like playing with new people or playing at country clubs, especially being the only black dude there, if you could get off that first tee box with a nice swing, the rest of the day is cool.
Man, the first everybody's watching you.
Right.
You know, because they waiting to tee off, everybody's watching you, and it's just like the pressure is on.
Yeah.
The pressure is on, and especially if you're still new to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I first started playing, and it could be a par 5, and I knew I hadn't really my driver. I still kind of sucked with my driver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling out like a 6 or 5 iron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
no, I rather hit something than swing and a miss.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that day we played, I was hitting like the 5 iron off the tee, just to keep it straight and keep it in play.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
It's if you don't have that driver locked down or you don't have consistency, it's actually a smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me see what else I got here with that. So your relationship with Mayor Bibb, is that something that you intentionally wanted to build, or something organic just from meeting each other at events?
It was definitely organic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, definitely didn't think that we'd be, how can I say this? It was definitely organic, for sure. And it just really just started with an introduction.
Yeah.
And then see each other again, and then now the conversation just kind of grows a little bit, and and then the friendship kind of just grew from that. But it was definitely very organic.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it's not organic, I kind of don't even want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
With some of the celebrities that come through your office, do you ever stay in contact with them, or how does that work? How do they even find you, and like afterwards, how do you stay in contact with them?
It's funny. It's some of the celebrities that come through, and they be just as excited to be in my office, you know what I'm saying, to have the service done as I am to, meet them and perform it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a mutual level of excitement almost.
Mm-hmm.
Some it's kind of a one-time thing. Others, no. It's some celebrities every time they come in town.
Yeah.
I'm one of the first calls they make. You know what I'm saying? I've have some who might be doing something in Columbus, and they'll be like, "Hey, Doc, I'm gonna drive up."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drive up, get adjusted, then drive back down to Columbus, and then fly out.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them I've definitely stayed in contact with, and honestly just became friends too.
Yeah.
I'll fly out to L.A. I remember like Guy Torrey, man. Flew out. I was out in L.A. and it's funny. I was out in L.A. and I was adjusting Mookie Betts out there in LA,
Okay.
and it was MLB All Star Weekend, and and I was just a guy Tory here several times. Grew up watching this stuff, and I linked up with him out in L.A. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so it's cool, man. It's sometimes they come in town like, I don't even want to get adjusted, man. Let's grab some meat.
Just kick it.
Yeah, let's just kick it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once take the lights away, man. A lot of them, once they come in that office, man, they just know we the same people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the same people. And that's what makes it. That's one reason I love what I do, man. It's just fun, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, so with you working with celebrities and then you work with everyday people, do you notice a difference on how people of higher influence take care of their body versus regular people? Is there any similarities or differences that you notice?
There are definitely some similarities. Sometimes you have. Now it depends on what type of celebrity.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of athletes, so of course they're taking care of their body in a different way. But then you also have other types of celebrities where they're just kind of like they take care of their body just like about as much as any of my other patients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of them, like some of the people that come to my office, unless it's coffee, they don't drink. That's the only water they really drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I would say the biggest difference when it comes to my patients is the athletes, of course. They do a little bit better job of trying to take care of their bodies in general.
Okay.
But everybody else kind of across the board is roughly about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, but most people in my office, I would say the majority of people in my office, they truly want to feel better. They truly want to be better. They don't feel like, it's not like pulling teeth. I can't keep them out of there, as opposed to, damn, I got to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's how most people are. I got a doctor's appointment today. Instead, no, my people are like, I'm not missing this damn appointment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so they come in, and it's just, so when I tell them, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that, they really listen.
Yeah.
Because they really want to be a better version of themselves, especially health-wise.
So in order to be successful, you have to invest not only in your business, but yourself. People invest in cars, clothes, and houses because they see the value right away.
Right.
Why do people skip investing in their health until something breaks? And what is the simplest way to start treating health like a real investment?
That's actually a good question. I think now we're at a place where more people are starting to invest in their health a little bit more. If you look at a lot of the stats right now, people are drinking alcohol less and stuff like that. So you see it's like a spa nightclub just opened in Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of that.
It's like a spa nightclub. You can do, instead of going to a nightclub, you go there, it's like a nightclub, but you're doing like cold plunges and all kinds of IVs and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of, health and wellness has become a little bit more popular in a sense. But most people, you're right, don't want to do anything until it breaks. And I think a lot of the reason why is because it's expensive. It's expensive regardless of whether or not you have insurance or not. You still got to, spend X amount of dollars on, care before you meet your deductible.
Yeah.
Before they'll cover anything. And they're looking like, man, I don't want them bills.
Yeah.
Can I live without this? Hell, I've been that person. I've been broke as hell, and like, no, I'll put some Robitussin on it, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll drink some ginger ale, and I'll be all right because I can't afford the bills that's gonna come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, healthcare, unfortunately, for a lot of people, is just not affordable, and it's considered more of a not necessarily a life-saving thing. It's considered more of a luxury.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? So if it ain't gonna kill you, you know what I'm saying, do I need to spend this money?
Right.
And unfortunately, insurance, to me personally, I think health insurance is they some of the biggest hustlers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the people that pay them every month, you know what I'm saying, for them to be able to cover them and give them what they need so they can be healthier and live longer and this and third. And as a matter of fact, and that just kind of goes into, hey, they only cover certain things, because even certain things that are good for your health, they still consider those luxuries and they make you want to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And so as people, in certain income levels, a lot of times, certain classes, you know, who are a little bit more conscious, they'll do those luxuries.
Yeah.
They're doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it with myself. So my background's in health and fitness.
Okay.
So I was a personal trainer for 10 years, certified through multiple organizations. And I noticed when I'm working with my clients, like if I have someone that's a college student, they still want to be healthy, but at the same time, like you said, sometimes it's an affordability thing.
Yep.
But then I have more affluent clients that are paid whatever to get to where they want to go. So I think that people have to be more creative on what's important and what's not.
Right.
So not just spending money on what's tummy teas and waist trainers, but maybe a chiropractor visit to do more for my overall development than some of these products that I see online.
Right.
So do you ever notice that people would rather take the shortcut to their health opposed to going through multiple sessions with you in order to get the real results that they need?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. I mean, we can see that with just something as simple as all the different, I don't want to call anybody out, but all the different like weight loss pills and stuff.
Yeah.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? And I teach nutrition on a like on a cellular level in college. You know what I'm saying? Like I teach that, and just do it's something as simple as just doing the work. The shortcut, but I have a lot of people that just want to do the shortcuts, man. And, not necessarily thinking about the risk and some of the dangers and side effects associated with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, as well. So I get a lot of people who want to do the shortcuts.
What's your thought on Ozempic? I seen Serena Williams. We love Serena Williams as a coacher.
Yeah.
Her body, her accomplishment, her mind. But I've seen her lately after like promoting Ozempic. I don't know if she's using it or not, but she looks totally different.
She definitely leaned out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So what's your thought on Ozempic though, and like celebrities promoting it? Do you think is it, hey, people got to do what they got to do to get their bag, or is it just everybody's adults and they have to make their own decisions whether their favorite celebrities promoting it or not?
I feel like a lot of it is celebrities trying to get their bag.
Okay.
I don't think half of them really believe what they're selling if it pay right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like that's a big problem in general. We don't stress, or we don't really talk about just putting in the work. Mm-hmm. Half the reason most people are in the position they're in because lazy. For sure. It's just lazy. Yeah. Simple as that. I work out. I'm in the gym 6-7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? If I take a day off, it's because I'm hurting. Mm-hmm. You think I want to go every day? No. I got better things. I got other things I could be doing. I mean, it's good mentally as well, too, but it's great physically. But, I mean, I want to stay at the top of my game. I want to be the best, when it comes to this, this chiropractic thing. I want to be the best. Mm-hmm. I want to be one of the best. I want my body in the shape to be able to do things that some can't do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I want to feel good as I get older, I want to age gracefully. Right. You feel what I'm saying? And that's another thing. A lot of times people get older like, damn. Now, some of that stuff can't be reversed. Some of that damage you've done cannot be reversed. Mm-hmm. And so, I get it how you live. If you want to take the drugs, hey, you're an adult. Just understand that sometimes the quickest way is not always the best way. Sometimes you should really consider just putting in that work. And trust me, the benefits will last longer, less side effects. You'll be happier in the long run. Yeah. For real.
And it's important for people that's in the health and fitness industry to practice what they preach. Yep. So you mentioning, you're in the gym 6 or 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. That's great for people to see because from my experience, you might see a overweight trainer. And I think it's hypocrisy, and people can say whatever they want about it. But, yeah, you have the knowledge in order to train somebody to put them in the best position, but you don't practice what you preach. Exactly. So for me, I was a former athlete. I got out of shape, and then I started getting back in shape. Friends were like, okay, well, you just did it. Help me. And that kind of transitioned my journey into being a personal trainer and an athletic director. From your point of view or your experience, were you an athlete at once upon a time, or did you ever take any breaks between working out and falling off and getting back on? Like, tell me more about that.
Yeah, no, I was an athlete, and I never really say, and it's funny because I never really took a break. Because even when, say, school is over, I'm not playing anymore, I was still playing in rec leagues. Hell, I was playing in rec league. I was playing rec league basketball up until COVID hit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just so I could stay active and, but yeah, I've had my hiatuses, but I was much younger when I was having I always was doing something.
Okay.
I've always tried to stay active in some kind of way. I kind of believe is if you stop moving, you start dying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of been my motto with things. So if I'm not working out, I'm gonna be playing tennis, basketball, flag football. I'm gonna do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
What advice would you give somebody who, just say they were a former athlete or they never did athletics at all, but they want to start some type of, they want to start their health journey for the new year? What advice would you give them?
Look, first of all, I found out, I feel like you should, don't talk about it, just do it. Stop thinking about it, don't overthink it, jump into it.
Right.
That's the problem. People like, man, but I should do this, and they're going back and forth, should I do this? Should my diet do this? What should I, just do it. Mm-hmm. Just start.
Yeah.
Look, start with a membership. If you get an active hobby, do something that makes that journey seem fun to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mine was in Cleveland. I was, after being stuck in the winter, getting outside. I was never really big. Getting outside now and hitting the park and, running and, doing workouts on the, how they had the different workout stations at the parks?
Yep.
Yeah, doing that.
Calisthenics.
I fell in love with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get outside after being cooped up all winter.
Yeah.
But find something that's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Find something that's enjoyable that's also active. It won't make it seem like it's work to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the advice I got. Stop
Okay.
overthinking it. Just do it. You can think about it while you're doing it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, they need to take that advice in every area of their life, whether it's starting a business or fitness, but do something that's enjoyable and just go from there. And what I used to tell my clients is sometimes it's more about the habit than actually the entire master plan. So I used to just tell people, just go to the gym literally for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And just hit arms. Just hit your dumbbell curls for 10 minutes. And then you already there. The hardest part is showing up. So once you there, do something that you like, and then you like, shit, I'm here already, so I might as well just go ahead and jump on the treadmill or hit some legs. So I think that finding something fun, just getting started, and just doing it, those are going to be the three things that make the habit, and now you going to the gym 5-6 days a week.
I agree. And you touched on something earlier when you said how people don't, really it's hard to take advice from people who don't practice what they preach. Yeah. In a sense, like, if you're 400 pounds and you're trying to give me diet advice, I'm going to look at you like you're crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you have the knowledge.
You're not applying it.
Right.
And so I'm big on that. I practice what I preach. I don't tell my patients to do anything that I don't do for myself. Right. I flat out don't. And I tell my patients what my weaknesses are. Mm-hmm. Like, one of my biggest weaknesses is I do not get an adequate enough of sleep. I do not get an adequate amount of sleep. Okay. I don't. That is my weakness. I got to do better. It's just me trying to balance entrepreneurship and life in a sense. And but I'm also telling my patients I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I have my shortcomings, and that is one of my shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? This used to be a shortcoming, and I've addressed it, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stuff like that. Like, for instance, portion control was a thing for me. Mm-hmm. Now I feel like I've mastered portion control when it comes to eating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, yeah, but you hit them. But that's real talk, though, man. Like, 500 pounds, and you trying to tell me, I'm ignoring you. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Yeah, because obviously, it's hard for people that's not in the industry to trust you or believe it if you're not even taking your own advice. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, that's very important. Just practicing what you preach, and then for everybody, like, again, just get started. Yeah. And you said the hardest part is getting there. Like, literally, once you get to the gym and you pull in that parking lot, you go inside, you there. Mm-hmm. So you might as well get some work in while you're there. Yep. Yeah. So you mentioned that you worked at Cleveland Clinic. Yeah. So you worked corporate job, safety, security, salary. What made you want to leave the comfort of the guarantee and start your own business?
It was a couple reasons, but the safe. You're right. It was safe. It was. My experience with Cleveland Clinic, man, and where I worked at. I was at a Lutheran, and over there, overall it was a good experience. It was a good experience. People I worked for, they were dope. They were good people. Um, so I don't have any. I'm not gonna bash the clinic by any means. Um, I had a good experience there. But two things. One thing is, being in that type of situation, what I'm saying, you have to treat patients based off of how they want you to treat them under their umbrella per se.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to treat patients how I wanted to treat them. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I wouldn't necessarily have that freedom, under that umbrella.
Okay.
So, so that was one of the reasons why.
What are some differences? So, like, based on, I know, like, they're a business, so they have their particular ways they want to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, somebody as ambitious as you see something that's good, but I can make it better. What are some changes that you made in your own business opposed to what you couldn't do over there?
So, I had this thing where I wanted to create something where I don't care if you had a little bit of money or a lot of money. I wanted to create something. I wanted to create affordable health care that was quality. Sometimes people, look at healthcare that's, this is very affordable, but they treat me like another number per se. You know what I'm saying? No, I wanted to create affordable health care for everybody that walked through that door. That was quality health care.
Okay.
And I wanted to create a place where when they walked in there, they never felt like a number. You know what I'm saying? They felt like the doctors in here, the people in here, 2 months, my son had it's been 2 months since I've been in here, and they remember that my son had a Little League basketball game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then my scope of practice and things that I could do is pretty broad. But, sometimes you got to kind of refer to here.
Yeah.
It let me really kind of like use everything, use all my tools in my bag.
Yeah.
But what the safety part, scary as hell, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It went from a place of, man, I could budget out for the next 2 years of things I want to do to, damn, I could budget out for 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once entrepreneurship kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the ups and downs, man. It was just a risk, man. Honestly, man, I prayed about it and it was one of those real step out on faith situations, man.
Was it something that was brewing, like, hey, by the end of the year, I'm going to leave my job and start my own practice? Or was it something like abrupt, like, all right, you know what? It's time for me to get ready to get up out of here?
It was more abrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, it was more abrupt. I wasn't really plotting on it. The only thing, at the time, honestly, I was debating on leaving Cleveland at the time.
Okay.
I've probably been in Cleveland for about 4 years, maybe, something like that, 4 or 5 years, maybe, give or take. And I thought I was only going to be in Cleveland for like 2, 3 at the max. And I was like, I was looking. I didn't look to move and open up my own practice in Cleveland. I wasn't looking at that.
Okay.
I was possibly entertaining the idea of moving back home, moving back to Georgia, and and doing something back down in Georgia at the time.
Okay.
And but I was really starting to also like looking at the lives that I was impacting here in Cleveland, looking at the difference that I was making, and I was like, why start over again right now? You know what I'm saying? And kind of opportunity presented itself, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to just open up some of my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is something that you wish you knew about being an entrepreneur before you started?
I would have saved differently prior to. I would have saved money in a different type of way.
Okay.
Prior to opening up, so that way, no matter what, when I had my valleys, as opposed to my peaks, I have that to live off of. And I had a savings and everything, but I definitely would have saved differently. I wouldn't have been splurging on this or spending money on this, knowing that I get this in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I get this back in 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, also too, I would have looked at having some form of some kind of part-time steady income coming in still, while I was growing my new business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two things I would have done.
Okay.
You know.
The internet fools us, and I've been in that position. I was an athletic director in Texas for a while, making good money, the safety and
You was an
security.
AD?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So personal training took me from like the hands-on science side to the business side.
Okay.
So I was an athletic director for a while, and I kept seeing these videos about like real estate and like real estate producing the most millionaires in the country. So I'm like, all right, if I really want to be rich, it's not going to be working a 9 to 5. So I quit my job. I took out a whole bunch of credit card debt.
Yeah.
And I was going to use the credit cards to fund my business.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, all right, I got enough money to pay my bills and fund my business for 6 months.
Right.
And I was doing wholesaling at the time.
Okay.
I'm like, it shouldn't take me 6 months to wholesale one house. 6 months go by, and every deal that I had fell through. Like, it could be literally like minutes before closing and something fell through. So I ended up having bad credit. I didn't have any money in the savings.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to start over from square one.
Yeah.
So like you said, having a strategy and having some type of consistent income, something that could help you segue from, okay, my security here and jumping over with taking my leap of faith before I land.
Right.
I need some type of parachute or something to help me guide me through these ups and downs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And similar to you too, I saw, like I said, my job at the Cleveland Clinic, and over there at like where I was at, it was cool. It was cool. But I also saw at some point I was going to reach a glass ceiling too.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to reach a glass ceiling. And so I also looked at the risk and reward, you know what I'm saying, for me doing this on my own. Definitely a lot, reward.
Yeah.
Risk, sacrifice. Man, that's a whole nother question I'm pretty sure you got, but that what you see online, you see the pretty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the glamour online, man. But behind the scenes, it's a whole nother monster, man.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the point where you were close to failing financially in your business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you get to that point, and what are some things that you did in order to overcome that to grow to where you are today?
We got to that point kind of like I say, jumped out, and we were still having to, build. You know what I'm saying? And so that point, I'll say the thing is we wanted to expand at the time, and I think at the time we expanded too early.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got excited. Money coming in, patients coming through the door, money's coming in. All right, let's expand. And let's expand some more. We'll pay ourselves less. You know what I'm saying? We'll build this out, we'll do this, open it. And I think that it was because we tried to maybe expand too fast.
Yeah, scaling too fast.
So we was trying to scale too fast. And so it was just a valuable lesson.
Mm-hmm.
It was a valuable lesson. It was able to bounce back from, but we had to slow down, pivot, you know what I'm saying, and cut some things out. And then, all right, let's rethink this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's rethink this. Let's restructure this. But let me tell you something. It's not often you see success without failure.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I've had my W's for sure, but I damn sure have my L's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's why I be quick to, I got young entrepreneurs. I got chiropractic students. I got a few that work for me down in Atlanta as well too.
Okay.
I got 3 guys that work for me. They're amazing guys, man.
Yeah.
Amazing guys, and they wanted to learn. They wanted to learn, work up under me, and really learn from me. But I'm telling them, man, too, yeah, you can learn this, you can learn that, but the things I'm going to teach you are things you would never learn in a classroom.
Yeah.
You would never learn in a classroom. And I wish somebody would have told me, these things. So it was trial and error for me.
Yeah. Is there any type of like financial literacy or any courses that you took, like becoming a chiropractor, that'll help you? Like, hey, yeah, this is how you can manipulate the spine, but
Yeah.
this is how you keep your bills paid.
Man, so we had like one business class.
Okay.
It's trash. It was. I mean, it was so basic. It was about as basic what I took in undergrad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that became kind of a complaint overall. Like, y'all are teaching us to become the best doctors in the world, but y'all ain't telling us shit about how to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and now you end up getting. So I think they've added actually more stuff like that into the curriculum.
Yeah.
Now at this point, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the curriculum like that when I was there.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Our society teaches us how to be workers, not bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny having these conversations with you being a doctor, and some of those same business values and principles could be relayed through any industry.
Yeah.
So like you said, scaling too fast, I actually had that experience too, because I'm thinking like, hey, if I can replace myself, I can make twice as much money, even if I took home less. Like in my business, even to this day, I don't take a salary from my business.
Right.
I guess reinvest it. But I'm thinking like, hey, the more people I can hire, that's more clients that we could take in. That means that we can grow faster and better.
Right.
But I had got to a point where it's like, I'd hired too many of y'all. And it was like 3 months came in. I'm like, damn, like the money ain't coming as fast as it is going out. So sometimes scaling too fast could be your detriment. Even though you mean well and things look some type of way, there's seasons in your business.
Yep.
Yeah.
And right is usually seasons. That is key. And I didn't think that part through at first either. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these are the slow months.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to prepare for these. You know, and this past winter was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that couldn't make it out.
Yeah, people ain't trying to get outside.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't come to their appointments, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's. But I know exactly what you're saying, man. That scaling, man. I'm telling you, is. You know, you see that money that you see at the time. You got to always understand. Just because you're making X, Y, and Z now, don't mean you're gonna be making that next year.
For sure.
You could be making a whole lot more, but you could be making a whole lot less.
Yeah.
Scale within your means.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in living within your means and scale within your means.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I learned the hard way.
Yeah. You make a good point with that. And I'm sure a lot of people have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the fortitude to bounce back. But when we see success coming in, we don't look at well, around the corner is a storm.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like segueing from like business finances to personal finances, what are some things that you've purchased that you regret, or some decisions that you made that you regret today?
I think when I first started, I moved to Cleveland, man, and because when I moved to Cleveland, before I moved to Cleveland, I had been practicing for about 2-3 years. I had an office in Atlanta. And I was teaching college classes at night and seeing patients during the day. It was cool. I moved to Atlanta, moved here, did the job here, then left that one, and then I got like a crazy pay increase. It's like, Mama, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I went and bought a Range Rover. I just got a Rolex. You know what I'm saying? My first Rolex, like, I said I was going to get this watch when I made it. You know what I'm saying? When I was in grad school, I said I was going to get this Range I was going to get this Range. And, but yeah, it was, I jumped off the porch, bro. You know what I'm saying? I jumped off the porch. And it's funny because I didn't think, oh, well, I try to justify it in a sense, but I wasn't thinking at that time like, oh, maybe I can invest in this. I wasn't thinking maybe I could get a little bit more affordable watch maybe, and I could put this X amount of dollars and I could put this in trying to invest in a home flip bar. You know what I'm saying? Or to put this in, let it mature over, and see what it'll be in 10 years with interest. So it's just things like I wasn't thinking like that. It was like I was broke for so long. I went from undergrad straight to grad school. I school for 9 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was broke. You know what I'm saying? I was broke. I was hustling. I was trying to get by. So, it was so finally I was like, yeah, ain't no more looking through the DuPont registry. You know what I'm saying, at the house. Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm finna go buy that truck. I'm finna go buy that watch. I'm finna go buy, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first big purchase? Was it the watch or the car or what?
That Range Rover.
Okay.
Yeah. That range. I wanted a big boy at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Do you still have it?
I just sold it actually.
Okay.
It's funny. I had it sitting in storage. I just sold it. Yeah. I had a love-hate relationship with that truck.
Okay. Maintenance.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once it got fixed, oh man, I love driving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I sold it.
When you first started making good money, was it I need to look successful so my peers can affirm me, or was it more like, I've been waiting my whole life to really jump in this car or wear this watch?
It wasn't. Even not having a lot of money, man, I still found a way to look the part. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to be Louis, Gucci. I can hit up one of them stores and I can hit up a Marshall's rack and come out.
For sure.
And be fly than anybody in the room. You feel me?
For sure.
But it was more so for me, like, bro, you earned this. You know what I'm saying? You deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
So that it was more of that.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I don't care about what my peers think about me. I care to an extent.
Okay.
But I'm like, no, I look the part. You know what I'm saying? I look the part. The clearance rack got me. You know what I'm saying? I look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it was definitely more so for me per se.
Yeah.
But I did think about stuff like, yeah, but when I pull up at these meetings, I want to pull up in this as opposed,
Yeah, that's fair.
stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed that a lot of people that come from lower or middle class, when we do finally get that taste of success, we want to go hard. Mm-hmm. We want to shine. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, it was more like I went to college, I have a good career, and now I need to kind of look the part.
Yeah.
But in reality, like you mentioned, I should have been investing.
Yeah.
And just you taking the money from investing to really buy my toys.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the show like Earn Your Leisure, because that's what we need to start focusing on instead of overpriced clothes and buying too much house or the apartment downtown. I was living crazy. I should have just been in the cut using my money to invest, and then the interest that I make off of my investments, I can go pretty much afford anything that I want.
There you go.
Yeah.
Earn your luxury, man.
Yeah.
That's
So, I think that, like you said, failure often teaches us more than just reading through a textbook.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And having those mentors, I think, is another opportunity for us to avoid some of the pitfalls that a lot of us fall in, coming from where we come from.
I'm very passionate about that, man. I sometimes I find myself, I'm talking to, the guys that I mentor, and I'm like, I'm telling you, dog, I did that shit. I went through that. You know what I'm saying? Well, they say, Hov did that. So hopefully you ain't got to go through that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell them. And then they'll come back and be like, Doc, you was right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, but sometimes you won't realize that and you won't learn that lesson until you go through it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Doc don't know everything. You're right, I don't. But, dude, I've lived. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some stuff. So it's, if I can hopefully keep you from making some of the same mistakes I've done, hopefully make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want people who are trying to reach success and reach a better place, man. I want their life to be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. Like my dad is a great guy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to navigate, that certain type of that professional lane that I'm in that, he might not know about per se.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have anybody, really. No, you should do this, you should do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have that per se.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to figure it out. And
Yeah.
a lot of people kind of have their whole crabs in a barrel. They don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you their secrets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
in regards to like mentorship and leadership, you're a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
mm-hmm.
Do you guys do a lot of that, like mentoring, or have you found anybody in the fraternity that kind of you can call for advice about things like that?
So we're big on mentoring. We have what we call Kappa League, and we work with a lot of like high school kids, and put them in the program. Me personally, if y'all see me online, you know, and it's not necessarily through Kappa, but I mentor a lot of kids. I do stuff for a lot of youth. But then when I was 21, through Kappa, we was going to the high school, the local high school, and we was working with the kids in detention. Like, we didn't want to work with the kids who got it all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to work with the kids who was there for detention. So I've been mentoring for real since I was like 21, and I started out my mentoring with Kappa, actually. And I don't think I've ever looked back. And as far as like, it's not one particular like, you know, I don't have one particular frat brother that I call, and that's the beauty of it. I have such a huge network of, you know, frat brothers that I can call for this or call for that. It's somebody I can call for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And that's one of the beauty in it. One of the beauties of it.
What influenced you to join a fraternity, and then specifically Kappa Alpha Psi?
It's a good question. It's very and the easiest one to answer. My dad, first person in his family to go to college. He actually went on an athletic scholarship. My dad from Sunset Home Projects, you know what I'm saying? And first person to go to college in his family, and he didn't know anything about a frat, you know what I'm saying? But he ended up becoming a member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Okay.
And then so it's fun, as a baby, you know, my dad would sing the Greek alphabet song to me at night. He wouldn't sing, my dad didn't sing lullabies.
Yeah.
He'd be in there, I'm trying to go see Kappa, Beta, Gamma, O, Delta, Epsilon. And he's singing it. I knew the Greek alphabet the same time I knew the regular alphabet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I admire my pops, man. You know, growing up, you know, he very rough. He had a very rough upbringing in a sense. You know, and he just he really wanted to be in his kids' lives, you know what I'm saying? And really wanted to be, if he couldn't be anything else, he wanted to be the most solid father he could be. He didn't care if we had money or not, but one thing we was going to have was love in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just admired him, man. You know, that's my guy. And because I looked up to him, and I looked up to my older brother as well, my older brother became a Kappa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I even picked my college based off of they got biology. Great, they got a great biology program. They got Kappas on the yard.
Yeah.
I've turned down scholarships because they didn't have Kappas on the yard. So I knew I wanted to be one since I was like knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah.
You know. So, and I was blessed to be able to become one, and I did it at the school that my mom went to. I played Gamma Zeta at Fort Valley State University. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Sing Sing, and it was. And my mom plays there too. My mom plays AKA at Fort Valley.
Okay.
And she a 7, I'm a 7. It was.
So Greek life is just intertwined to your personal life.
Yeah. My dad, my mom are both Greek. My dad's a Noop. My mom's an AKA. My oldest brother's a Noop. You know, I'm a Noop. And then all my, the other family after my dad, who've become Greek, all the males in my family who become Greek are all Kappas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice that there's a difference in Greek life in the South versus up in the North?
Hell yeah.
Or the West Coast?
Oh yeah, it's different.
Okay. What's the difference to you?
So the South, I'll say the South is different because we have so many HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many HBCUs. Like you might have, and it's more, it's more PWIs up here. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got Central State, not too far.
Yeah,
Wilberforce.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to Fort Valley State. Right around the way, you got Fort Valley State, Albany State, Savannah State. You got, Tuskegee. Right there, you got Clark, Morehouse, Spelman. You got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of those within, like, you got FAMU not too far. So you have all of those different schools right there. So we have much bigger lines too. So you go into a smoker to try to get down, it's 100 people in the room. There's 100 and some people in the room. As opposed to, I was hoping to try to charter one at a PWI, and it was just like, only 3 people showed up. You know what I'm saying? So, both of them it's been great experiences, both. But down south is definitely different, and I think it's just because it's so many of us too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause even though you have the huge schools like your UGAs, your Georgia Techs, your Valdosta's, they still got chapters too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's and you road trip a lot, and you develop those bonds, man. And I think it's just so many more of us now. It's so many more of us. Yeah. The Alabama, don't let me start it. You got Alabama A&M right there. You got Alabama State. You got right across by near Atlanta, not too far from Atlanta. So it's just so many. South Carolina, HBCUs and down there. So it's way more of us.
Do you notice a difference between PWIs and HBCUs?
As far as like,
Just like anything that they do differently, or just like the pride in it, or what it represents. Is it a difference?
it's a huge difference.
Okay.
I mean, I went to HBCU for undergrad, and my grad school was a PWI.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did both because the whole world's not black, the whole world's not white. You know what I'm saying? And when I got to grad school, it was culture shock for me. You know what I'm saying? It was culture shock. I wasn't even where I grew up at per se. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't an all black neighborhood per se, but you know what I'm saying? It's predominantly. And but I was very receptive as far as like, no, I want to see how other cultures are. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how other cultures are. And it wasn't just white. It was people from a lot of different, just a lot of countries down there, a lot of different countries.
Yeah.
So a lot of different languages, a lot of different cultures. Just, I met a lot of, friends of races that they would never grow up across the street from me. You know what I'm saying? But my experience at a HBCU was like, hands down, probably one of the best experiences of my life.
Okay.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. People would be like, "Oh, I wouldn't trade it for the world." It was, and the pride is different because that's the only time. Like that's the only time where being black is celebrated every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You being black and what you can do and what you and your dreams and things you can fulfill, you know what I'm saying, is praised on that campus.
Yeah.
Every day. And and just I think some people don't notice, but I mean, hell, we got white students, at HBCUs.
Yeah.
We have some who are transient, we got some that play sports. We got some that are just flat out there on scholarship just like us.
Yeah.
And it's kind of dope to see how they embrace some of our cultures too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we had a guy stay in our dorm, white guy stay in our dorm. He was showing some of us how to play the guitar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was, and stuff like that. It was cool. We was on the front porch of the dorm, and he's playing the guitar, and we freestyling to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
yeah, it was dope. But yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world, man.
Yeah. What about pledging though? So like, I know. Well, I'm assuming that majority of people who pledge a fraternity do it undergrad, but then some people do after they graduate, or
Yep.
What is it called? Like doing
Grad.
a paper route.
Grad chapter. Well, yeah, that's another way to put it.
That's what I've heard. So, what's the biggest difference between like pledging during undergrad when you on campus, opposed to, hey, I'm in my career field now, and now I want to join a fraternity?
Undergrad is definitely a different process. To not incriminate myself, but it's just undergrad and just becoming a member of the organization can be a lot more intense.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, and it's a lot of competition. Or I can speak for being down south in the HBCU.
Yeah.
Per se, but it's undergrad is intense, and I feel like sometimes we act like we're undergrad. We don't have as much to lose, so some of our decisions aren't necessarily always the best per se. But then sometimes, and so some people go grad, and to be clear, some people who go grad can have similar processes to undergrad as well, but others who, let's just say, they just become a member.
Does it carry the same amount of weight though? Like, hey, I went through everything undergrad, and you pretty much signed a paper and learned some stuff.
I always tell people that this, when it comes to the frat, I don't, however you came in, and however I came in, my diamond, my light doesn't shine. My diamond, my light doesn't shine any brighter than yours. However, we just probably won't be having the same conversations.
Okay.
The type of conversations I may have with you are going to be completely different with the brother that I'm going to have with him, the conversation I'm going to have with his brother over here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, although I respect you, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect. Sometimes I'm going to have conversations with other people in the fraternity where, you can't take place in that conversation.
Do you know the difference? Like, is there a way of telling, like, oh, yeah, you did undergrad, you did graduate?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And some people who do, to be clear, some people who do graduate, they definitely, are on, the same level.
Mm-hmm. They earned their stripes. Let's put it
like
that.
Yeah, they earned their stripes. You know what I'm saying? So, just going grad don't necessarily mean, because you can have some undergrad who didn't earn their stripes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, as well, too.
Yeah.
In a sense. But yeah, my process was a very long than most.
Okay.
But I got a lot of stories to tell. It's I could it made for good stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's definitely a difference.
What type of mindset does somebody need to be in when they're thinking about pledging or joining a fraternity?
It got to be in your heart.
Okay.
When I say, if you want to become a member of that fraternity or sorority, it can't just be something like, hey, I want this on my resume. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because I tell people all the time, the hard work really starts after you become a member.
Okay.
You got to work. Yeah, man, it's like a job. You know what I'm saying? It's like a job. You have to really, put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Earn your stripes in another way.
Yeah.
No matter how you got in. But you have to have the heart for it, especially, because who wants to go through something that could be so demanding of you if it's something that your heart's not in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's demanding in a lot of ways. And so if your heart ain't in it, it ain't for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
You gotta want it. You gotta really want it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta yearn for that. You gotta really want it. Yeah.
How long does a typical process, how does that look for people? I know every school and chapter is different.
Everything is different, man. That's tough to say. Everything is different. Some is, not that long, and some could be drug out years. You just never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very it's a nice situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
was it worth it though?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it was worth it, man. Becoming it was everything that I could have hoped it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, man. My dad is not just my dad, but he's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True that.
Like,
Yeah.
he's my brother. On one day it's out of respect, all that good stuff. Hey, pops. But other than that, we're on another level. We're equals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. And so, and just the relationships. I've been a member for a while now, and it's funny, the people around me, like take Terrence for instance.
Mm-hmm.
He's my frat brother. We don't even talk about Kappa. We talk about just regular life stuff. Like I say, Kappa brought us together.
Mm-hmm.
So the fraternity has brought me together with some of the most amazing people. But a lot of times, most of our conversations are just about regular life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like me and you sitting right here talking. So I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. Yeah, it was 11 of us on my line, and we're gonna and you stuck with them for life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So it paid off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it wasn't fun. I'll tell you that. Becoming a member was not, to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I think that people have they misunderstand Greek life. I think I'm not a part of Greek fraternity, but from what I see is like people pledge just for like the jacket or the parties,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't never really talk about, like you said, the networking or the brotherhood or the bonds that you guys create. Is there any other like misconceptions that you notice that people have about like you and your fraternity?
I think some people I think one of the biggest things is because you do have some people who get in it for, and I hate to say the wrong reasons, because that's your reason.
Yeah.
When I ask somebody, when I'm interviewing somebody, I'm like, hey, why do you want to be a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated? I want your real answer. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me something that Don't give me some chat GPT answer. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tell me, cuz, man, y'all got women. You know what I'm saying? If that's your
Yeah.
answer, that's your answer, bro. So, but you're right. It's so much deeper than that. It's about the brotherhood. It's about the community service. It's about, we're God-fearing men. We're built on that principle anyway. It's about what we do. We do so much for the community. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin and end. We do so much for the community. But I think one of the biggest misconceptions, and I see it online, all the time now, is before social media, it was just so different. But now with social media, you just see how people think and how they think about everything from some people's opinions are so crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
And how they look at people who went to college in general, or how people who pledge fraternities and sororities and stuff like that. And a lot of fraternities and sororities and stuff, they have their stereotypes per se.
Yeah.
I think the biggest misconception are the stereotypes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception, it's a stereotype. It makes good for a chant. You know what I'm saying? It makes good for a chant. Sound good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we might put X, Y, and Z on for a step show. It maybe fit some of that persona per se.
Yeah.
But don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people. These are people. I don't care. These are people you have people in fraternities who came from some terrible situations. You got people in fraternities, sororities, grew up in gangs. You got people who, they might have grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. So think about that. You have people from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
All of us on my line are different. It's 11 of us. We're all different people from all walks of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had to learn how to kind of be one at times. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, people think, they frat boys. They soror, like things are sweet.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful underestimating somebody because they're in a frat.
Yeah.
And they're a frat boy. It could end. Yeah. It could not end up well for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just respect each other, man. Hey, if that's not what you like, you think it's weird, you think whatever it is, that's your opinion, bro.
Yeah.
Just understand that expressing those can have consequences.
Yeah. Keep it respectful.
Keep it respectful. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But I think people forget that though, man. People in fraternities and sororities, they come from all kinds of walks of life, man. You got to think about it. You got some people who they never even thought about college, but they was great at sports. You know what I'm saying? As opposed, you got some who just was, I always want to go to college. I'm academic scholarship. And they all on the same line.
Yeah.
So you got this dude, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's, and that's what makes it so special. You have you have kind of a potluck of people,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, who have similar goals, who have one similar goal. And I think it's dope, man.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, though. Yeah. So, in regards to like college, I get a lot of young people who basically ask me, like, is it worth it? So there's a misconception out here that between like good debt and bad debt.
Mm-hmm.
From your experience, do you believe that like student loans is good debt or bad debt?
Man, look, they can these student loans. I feel like it's the mafia. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is good debt and bad debt. Unfortunately, we live in a society where if you want a certain job, you want to provide a certain service. I don't care what you do, you have to get a degree for it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, unless you just have a lot of money in your account, those degrees, those are 6-figure degrees. You know what I'm saying? So I really do think you should. For some people, because I've seen people take out all these loans, become chiropractors, and they ain't worked a day as a chiropractor, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, you could have just went straight from high school for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people don't utilize their degrees.
They don't utilize their degrees. I do feel like, when it comes to certain things you want to get a degree in, you don't need it. For certain things, you don't need them anymore. You just, I'm big on people going to college, at least undergrad.
Okay.
At least undergrad. I feel like it just makes you, unless you just flat out know all I want to do is be an entrepreneur, period, or you already got that plan, you walking into something already, you know what I'm saying, that's been set up for you, I recommend at least undergrad just to make you more competitive in this market, in whatever market. And it just, even if you can do the skill per se, you know what I'm saying, unless you own your own business, you know, that piece of paper lets people know, hey, you know some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does hold a lot of weight in some regards.
Yeah.
You know, I'm also, as I've gotten older, I realized that, you know, some people who go to trades, man, you got a lot of people making six figures.
Yeah, it's big money in trades.
It's big money in trades.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking like that when I was in, you know, but it's big money in trades. So I would never knock anybody that wants to, I want to go to trade school, learn to trade. Bruh, become the best at that.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Become the best at that trade then. Make your services wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make people want you, man. You know, so yeah, I think that some of the stuff you don't need anymore. But yeah, it's some of them student loans, bruh, it ain't worth the degree.
Okay.
It ain't.
So it just kind of depend on what they studying.
Yeah, I think.
Let's say you got a high school senior who can get, they can take a $50,000 student loan, or they can get a $50,000 business loan. Which path would you recommend that they take?
Both of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got a high school senior. I mean, unless you have some rare idea, you know, are you reinventing the wheel? Do you have some rare idea that you could take this 50,000 and somehow turn it into millions? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have a very solid business plan. You have to have something that people want. You have to have a niche. You have to have, it's a lot of things that go into that. But I was like, look, bro, if you want to, while you're in school and if you got 50K, you can start to gradually work your business.
Yeah.
At the same time. I don't know. I feel like if you don't have a solid, I don't know, you give me 50K as high school senior, I'm gonna probably be right back in debt.
For sure.
with nothing else to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, are you gonna use it all towards the business?
Yeah.
You know? So now you got this, you take out this money, now you're creating other debt for you. If it doesn't work out, what's your backup plan?
Yeah.
It damn sure ain't a degree.
True.
Something a job that a degree can get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I growing up, I felt like just go to college. I mean, for the most part, I wanted to go to college, but I feel like it's definitely not for everybody. And you do not have to go to. Let me go on camera and say this: you do not have to go to college to become successful. You don't. You know, some people think, you know, you do not have to go to college. I've seen a lot of millionaires who never stepped one foot on a college campus.
Yeah.
You know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got friends like that. You know, so, but that's not gonna be. Everybody's not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, there are anomalies in a sense.
There are anomalies in a sense.
Because right now, social media is, I feel like social media is demonizing college for real.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, I understand that college isn't for everybody, and I'm an educator and I'm a proponent for education. I believe that going to college will get you a degree, and people are like, it's just a piece of paper. But in reality, it showed that I've had the training and the fortitude in order to earn this piece of paper, and this piece of paper at least get me minimum this salary. Mm-hmm. But there's outliers as far as like articles where, they went to Ivy League school and now they're working McDonald's manager, or they're not even working in their field, so it was a waste of money. But from my point of view, it at least gives you credentials. And like you said, when it comes to being competitive in the marketplace, and the information and the network and the experience, I think is worth the investment, opposed to starting a business where, one, you don't know what you're doing,
right?
Like flat out, and then two, there's going to be failures in business, and when you do fail, now you don't have the money, you got debt, and you don't have a career that can help you get out of there. So you're kind of setting yourself back further than you would before you even took the 50K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no backup plan.
Right.
That degree could be is a safety net. I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, I got a biology degree. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Say I don't want to do chiropractic anymore. Then I just get a job and, you know, I'm a biologist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you're always but they are kind of, I feel like they are kind of like downplaying, because everybody makes it seem like on social media you can hop out and make money this way. You can stream, you can do it, you can stream.
Right. Everybody want to be streamers.
Yeah, you can stream, you can do YouTube, you can do
music.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do music, and all of that's cool. All of that's cool, but also too, man, you want to diversify. You want to be diversified.
Yeah.
Just in case one thing does not fall through. I mean, does not come through for you. You want to have that backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you are, because I feel like at certain times, okay, your plan A can be your plan A is your plan B as well too. But that's when you're like all in. This, you put everything in. You is going in that direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't do nothing stupid.
Right.
So yeah, but diversify. You young. Yeah, that's fine. Stream part time. If it start making you money, all right, boom, I'm gonna lean into streaming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You can stream out of your college dorm.
Right.
So
the college is a safety net, like
it's
you
a
said.
safety net.
Yeah.
It's a safety net, but also too, man, it builds. Some things are bigger than that degree, man. Like the relationships you build. You learn how it puts you in a place where people from all walks of life. You learn how to really deal with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe things have changed a little bit now because, like I said, growing up young, we didn't have social media. It was on social media. So now people are dealing with all kinds of people all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On the computer.
On the computer.
On the phone, yeah.
So, but it's a safety net.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, people require degrees for certain jobs.
Yeah. So I didn't have this on my list, but it may be controversial to some. Do you think that the government should bail out people with student loan debt?
Some, yes.
Okay.
I feel like especially if I feel like you're working in a field that helps the community, like, let's be real, we need doctors.
Mm-hmm.
We need doctors. It's certain things we need. And, or I feel like if you've been paying on it, you know what I'm saying? But I think that whole back and forth thing is, the argument is, you got to understand, you say you take somebody who's in the 1% and they've paid for their kid to go to college. They got no student loans. You know what I'm saying? They're not living the same life as somebody who came from lower middle class and they just want an opportunity to compete, in these same fields. But and their only avenue is college.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't pay out the pocket. Their parents can't pay out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it gives them the avenue to do it. So I mean, everybody just can't pay for college out of pocket.
For sure.
And it's only become more expensive. It's only gotten more expensive.
Yeah.
I look at how much my college was when I first went and to what it is now, and I'm like, damn.
College is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you got to look at other countries where if you want to be a doctor, they're not charged. Okay, you can go to school for free.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're becoming an asset to the community.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I kind of look at it both ways because, like I said, you become an asset to the community. But my thing is, hell, if you spending all your money trying to pay back on the interest rates alone, look, hey, I'll tell you this. Y'all come get these student loans from me. I'll tell you that. If not, come get it back in blood.
Go get it for sure.
Bury me with it.
And I agree with you, though. Like, if you're doing something for community, education, medical, even like law, like practicing law for some people, they're giving back to the community. But I think the interest, that's where people really get rocked because, your $50,000 loan in 30 years, you done paid back $150,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where people get caught up the most.
Seen a situation. Loan came out of grad school, was like $150,000. They paid like $90,000 back, and they paid like $90,000 back. After they paid the $90,000 back, their loan was $200,000 still. They took a loan for $150,000, paid $90,000 back, but their loan was $200,000. Just based off interest because they had to they had to make lower payments, of course, because they couldn't pay $1,800 a month.
Yeah.
So they was paying maybe like $700 a month, but the interest rate was still building. And now, you know what I'm saying? It makes it to the point where like you can't have in there like say you throw in inflation or something like that.
True. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you should be. Say you have a child. You're not being irresponsible having 10 kids. You have a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you got to throw in these factors. It's kind of like this is an individual who's being a responsible adult who's contributing to society. You know what I'm saying? But the insurance companies, the loan companies are making a killing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? it just makes it hard for them to get ahead. So I mean, I get it. Every situation is different, but I feel like if you're contributing back to society, why not help them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why not help them?
Come bail me out. I got student loans. Come
Yeah,
bail me out.
man. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about your career. We talk about money habits, nutrition, but sometimes health isn't about optimization. It's about survival. So I had the opportunity to hear a little bit about your story through the news and Channel 3, and I didn't want to skip this part. So if you're comfortable with it, I want to talk about, you being a cancer survivor.
Okay.
How old were you when you found out, and what was that like going through that?
Uh, I was 11 years old when I found out, and I was playing at the time. I was playing pop league football. You know what I'm saying? And I had this like it was like a bump on my hand or whatever, and to the point, I grew up on the premise of shake it off, man up. You know what I'm saying? Put some dirt on it, keep on about your business. But it was to the point where if I catch a football, it was like this pain. It was like shooting up my arm to the point where it was unbearable. Like, all right, pops, hey, I can't even play. You know what I'm saying? I can't even play the sport because the pain is too bad. I was trying to, bear it, but it's too much. So it took me to get it looked at. Did an autopsy, came back. At that point, I was diagnosed with a terminal cancer, epithelial sarcoma. But the stage that mine was in, they gave me 6 months at the time. But they gave me 6 months to live, and at the time, this is at an age where I'm thinking I'm gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me one option, and that was to amputate my right hand. He was like, we might be able to just amputate some of your fingers, and maybe, but we really need to amputate that hand up to like mid-arm. And, and I asked the doctor at the time, I was like, well, if you do that, what's the chances of me living? And he was like, can't make you no promises. Maybe another year. So I was like, so I'm going to have no hand and I'm right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to have no hand. I'm asking him this question. So I'm going to have no hand, and I still have to try to like learn how to do everything all over again. And while I'm still learning, I still may die while I'm still trying to learn. I told my pops at the time, I was like, I don't want to do it. I said, I want to live as normal as I can for whatever time I got left. But I think I still hadn't taken it all in. I still really hadn't digested it yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was a few days after, maybe like a week after that. Like I said, my dad, like I told you before, he was project dude. You know what I'm saying? Tough. And it's the first time I ever seen him cry. And I saw him crying one day, and I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you about to die? You know what I'm saying? It hit me, and I'll say how I processed it was a variety of emotions, man. Emotions. I was angry. I was angry at times, and kind of like, why me? I barely lived yet. Then other times I'm like super spiritual, like, Lord, please let me, let me get through this. And so I really went back and forth a lot between anger and, trying to have the faith of a mustard seed at the time. But it was, and every day I woke up was like, oh, you made it another day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I almost couldn't believe it. It was like, it was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough.
Was there a particular point where we got to where it's like, I'm kind of in the clear right now. Like, things are moving forward. What the doctor said was wrong, and I'm gonna be able to live a prosperous life.
I didn't reach that part, man, honestly, until I was probably about 18, 19.
Okay.
The doctor told me, he was like, if you make it to 16, it will be an absolute miracle. He was like, but if you make it to 16, because epithelial sarcoma is more of an adolescent cancer. He was like, if you make it to 16, you may have a chance. But right now, for what I see, you got about 6 months. And he was cold, bruh. Like, he was cold, just callous with it. It Well, y'all let me know what y'all want to do, and walked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no compassion.
Zero compassion. And a little off subject, but I did say when I became a doctor, I if I didn't do anything else, I was gonna have compassion for the person sitting across from me. I don't care what walk of life you are, what race you are, what gender you are, what sex, whatever. I'm gonna have compassion for you. And that's kind of and that's what started that. You know what I'm saying? How I am today. But I think I didn't feel it until I got some blood work done. I was 18, and you can see I was 18, and I made 16, I made 18.
Yeah,
I might make it. I might make it, but I was always nervous. I was always nervous, man. I was never easy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, probably around 18, 19.
So when you going through that as a young adult, did that make you value time, or how did your life change, overcoming that and going into your adulthood?
Around then, it made me, like I said, it was days, man, where I felt like I had nothing to lose. I'm gonna die anyway. So my temper was just, bro, short fuse. I felt like I was a good kid overall, but I was angry at the world.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I literally had nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Today could be my last day on earth. Don't piss me off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other days, it was, like I said, it was just I'm on my knees, you know what I'm saying, praying 8, 9, 10 times a day. You know what I'm saying? And but I think when I finally realized that, my blood work and everything else came back clear, everything came back clear and stuff, finally, that was a conversation that I really had with God on, you gave me a second chance. Yeah, I don't know why this happened to begin with, but I have a second chance. And I just want I want people, when they see me, they see you. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be just I just want to be a different type of person. You know what I'm saying? I want to live, I want to enjoy life, but I also want to I want to try to strive to be as Christ, I'm never going to be, you want to strive to be Christ-like, but I want it to be I want to strive to be Christ-like, but I'm never going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to be a good person overall. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to, I don't know, at that point, I think in a nutshell, I felt like God spared me for a reason. He spared me for a reason, and I wanted to find out what that reason was. I honestly think about 4 years ago or so, I realized that I think I'm living my purpose right now. Using my hands the hands that they wanted to amputate to help a lot of people, to change lives, daily. And just I look at some of the impact that I've had on so many people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I really am in my purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a miracle, and it's ironic how God worked.
Yeah.
The same thing that, like you said, they wanted to amputate that wasn't any good is now, the tool that you use in order to bring goodness and wellness to other people.
Yep.
So that's a beautiful thing. When I read the story, I'm like, bro, I'm driving here, I'm just about to tear up for real.
Yeah.
And to have the conversation, sit down, have a conversation with you, and the person that you are today, the impact that you having, a lot of people don't get an opportunity to live purposefully.
Yeah.
They just make money and die. But you making a difference, and that means a lot to me. That this
Appreciate
relationship means even more, because I know that you're not out here, hey, I just want to, be a doctor and make money and keep it moving, but you really changing people's lives.
Yeah.
And we need that.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I tell people all the time, man, I genuinely care. I do, man. And that's why I think what I do doesn't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you talk to 90% of the people that step foot in my office, they'll say it's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the energy's different. It's different. My compassion is different. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with my second chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's funny because practic, like chiro means hands and practic means the use of. So I'm literally, you know what I'm saying, I'm a chiropractor using my hands. I never thought I'd be a chiropractor. I didn't have some kind of, I went to school with people that had this amazing life-changing story. I didn't have that. Some people who was like third generation doctors, you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't have it. So I tell people all the time, chiropractic kind of found me. This necessarily wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, but here I am, and, you know, I'm using my gift.
Yeah.
You know?
What message would you give people right now, young or old, that's having health difficulties and they're watching this story right now?
Don't give up fight. Don't give up that fight. Because I could have easily given up. You know, that's when I became a vegetarian. You know, I went down to a doctor down in Florida, and he took, I mean, my diet changed completely. I was basically just drinking raw vegetables every day. Seriously, it was my diet was miserable, and and everything I ate tasted horrible. But I wanted to live more than the things I wanted to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I fought, man. You know, I did whatever I had to do, you know, whatever they said I should do. You know what I'm saying? I was following it to the letter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're still breathing right now, don't give up that fight. You know, as long as you got life and, you know, breath in your lungs, don't give up the fight. There's always a chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they gave me 6 months. I could have easily said, F it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But no, I wanted to live. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, you know, everybody doesn't have the same outcome per se, which is unfortunate. But no, if you are still breathing, continue to fight.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question: Do you ever lean on that experience when life gets tough now? Like,
Yeah.
man, if I can go through this, then what I'm going through right now, you know, it's nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely do. And sometimes when I question, when things aren't kind of going the way I think they should be, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, and I question, you know, like, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Are you on the right path? You know, when I question it, I just kind of like look back like, nah, you know, if you can like you said, if you can get through that, man, you overcame that. God didn't bring you this far to quit on you now. And I think that's when I do think about that, that's the outcome I have. He didn't bring you this far. He didn't say it would, I think it's a gospel song too. He didn't say it would be easy. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't say it would be easy, but he also didn't bring you this far to just leave you here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially as long as you're doing your part.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I think it's important for people to just remember that, you know, E.T., Eric Thomas, is one of my favorite people to listen to.
Okay.
And he can say, you know, recycle your pain. You know, no matter what you go through, you can use it as an excuse to sit back and not do anything, or you can use it as fuel to propel you forward and to make a brighter future for yourself. And when I listen to your story, that's what I see in you.
Yeah.
You know, you recycled your pain.
I love that, actually.
Yeah.
I love that, actually, yeah.
So, yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. You know, it takes a lot of courage for, you know, people to share the vulnerable side of them, especially with the public. And there's somebody watching this right now that you guys gave them hope.
I hope so. It's something that I would never tell anybody before. It was days where I couldn't walk. You know what I'm saying? I had to be carried. You know what I'm saying? But I never wanted, hell, my older brother didn't even know for a while. He just knew I was sick. He didn't know I just didn't want anybody to treat me differently. I just got comfortable telling people this maybe like 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But unless you was just very close to me. You know, if you was close to me, then I would tell you. But other than that, just, you know, people I didn't know, absolutely not. I never wanted to be, you know, I didn't want a handout. I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want any special treatment. I wanted to, you know, be treated just like you would treat anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, not because you think I might not be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah.
So, I always like to close out my podcast with 2 questions. First question is, if you could have a conversation with the 18-year-old self, what would be the message that you would give?
My 18-year-old self, limit distractions is one of them. Surround yourself with people, and this may sound cliche, but it's surround yourself with people where you're at, but also surround yourself with people of where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell my 18-year-old self that as well too, man. Also too, be careful about holding on to relationships, whether it's somebody you're dating or a friendship, could even be a family, that is no longer catering to where you're trying to go. It no longer caters to your current life. It doesn't pour into you at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't. The relationships that pull you down, let them go sooner than later. I will say that, man, you know, because I've made some I've done some things in my life where I'm like, oh, because of this relationship, let me not pursue this, or let me do, you know what I'm saying? Let me hold off on this. And no, if that relationship is just not, you know, coincide with what you're doing or what you want to do, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Because if it's supposed to be whatever it is, trust me, it'll be easier than you think it is. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And my podcast is about people who want to become the best version of themselves through financial literacy, shifting their mindset, and making better decisions. Who do you think should be the next person that sits in that chair, and why do you think they'd be a good fit for the show?
I'm gonna say I got a good friend of mine, Alan Bozeman.
Okay.
He just got an award for Black Excellence at the Cavs game, as well. This past Wednesday night, you know, good friend of mine, great friend of mine actually. But take the friendship out of it, you know what I'm saying? He's a great guy. Does a lot of positive things in the community. You know what I'm saying? Great family man. You know, so he has a lot of different perspectives on things.
Okay.
So I think that'd be a good one to have on the show.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Okay.
So.
Any last words you want to share with the audience? Where can they find you on social media?
All my social media platforms are Dr. 007 _ Noop. Dr. 007 _ NUPE. Mostly I'm on pretty much all social media platforms, but I mainly be on IG. Man, trying to stay active on all those platforms it's a lot of work, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I'm too busy seeing patients.
Yeah.
And honestly, a little bit of one. Don't compete with people on social media. I'll say that social media, like we talked about it earlier a little bit. It has a lot of people fooled. It gives a little people people could look one way on social media, but man, it's a persona, it's a facade.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, compete with yourself. You know, in the sense of move at your pace, move at a pace that's comfortable for you. You know what I'm saying? Because trying to compete with people you see online where you have no idea what their lives are really like could set you up for failure.
For sure.
And I see a lot of that. I see a lot of people comparing themselves to people online that you absolutely know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing, trust me, if you're trying hard, what you're doing is good enough.
Yeah.
What you're doing is good enough. You're moving at your pace, not theirs, at yours. So I'll say that, man. It's kind of like golf, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't playing against somebody else. You playing against that course.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Every shot, focus on you.
You see what golf did there?
For sure. Lastly, if somebody want to book a visit with you, how do they go about doing that?
They can go to albertychiropractic.com. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, it's a link in my bio. I have an office here in Cleveland. I also have an office in Atlanta as well, too. I don't know if I said that, but I have an office in Atlanta as well, too.
Okay.
So I'll be down in Atlanta next weekend. Dude, I am packed.
Okay.
It's a blessing. I don't even market. I rarely even market that one anymore. It just stays big. I'm blessed. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go to my Instagram. I have a link in my bio for my Atlanta office and my Cleveland office. You can click there and schedule right there on the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then finally, I see you brought some products with you.
I do.
You want to kind of tell us what you got going here?
So I also, self-explanatory, I'm the owner of Dr. Alberty's, but these are medical grade magnesium products. Absolutely amazing for inflammation. Some of the strongest magnesium products on the market right now. One of them, like one of the sprays, has THC in it. I mean, not THC. Excuse me. Mark that out. One of them has CBD in it. But they are great for inflammation. And when I say I'll just say this: some of your favorite athletes, some of your favorite professional athletes, use these products. And you'll be seeing it. You can go on Dr. Alberty's, is dralbertys.com. You can find all the products from dralbertys.com, as well as the IG page for that is just Dr. Alberty's as well too. But yeah, and I got some new stuff coming out. I'm dropping some new stuff in the spring. As a matter of fact, man, this might be popping up in your local country club.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got something in the I got some big announcements this spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
I got some big announcements.
If you need me to help you promote, tag me in it. I'll definitely share with my audience.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And we can get this out here.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah.
Cool. So, again, I'm Martin the Credit Doctor. Another great episode of Martin's Money Academy. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Martin the Credit Doctor, and the YouTube page is Martin's Money Academy.